They told me that I was supposed to hit that goat on its back, and that I did. My brother, I started hitting that goat on its back. When I hit it once with that axe, then that goat collapsed to the ground. My brother, the way that it collapsed, it even gave me a lot of questions, because it just collapsed to the ground, then it died. But the place where I had hit that goat with that very sharp axe, no blood gushed out. It was as if nothing had happened to that goat. After the goat had died, then that prophet instructed me to find a very big stone. We then tied that big stone around that dead goat, and we proceeded to throw that goat into the river, because that prophet said that he didn't want the body of that dead goat to float on top of the river. He wanted that goat's body to rest on the riverbed so that the ritual can be completed. After we had done that, we then returned back to that prophet's house. But the moment, my brother, we switched on our phones, that was when we saw a lot of messages in our family WhatsApp group. And the messages that were in our family WhatsApp group, they were saying that our father had just passed away. He had been injured by this other bull. And the way that he was injured by that bull, his spinal cord then broke in half and our father died. My brother, we then rushed back home so that we can attend our father's funeral. But whilst we were at our father's funeral, something strange happened, because my father's sister, she just fell down. Then she really had a very big injury, such that she could not walk anymore. Someone at the funeral had to drive with our auntie back home to her village. And after a couple of months, our auntie then passed away from those injuries that she had sustained whilst she was at our father's funeral. All along, that prophet had gone to South Africa, to the place where he was saying that he wanted to see his customer, his big customer there. When we told him of all of these strange events that had happened at our father's funeral, the way that our father had passed away and the way that our auntie had passed away, he then told us that everything was okay. It was because he had performed a go back to sender. So my father had been attacked by his own goblins. As for my auntie as well, she had been attacked by her own goblins. So my brother, we said it is okay. Then we waited for that prophet, because he said that he won't spend a lot of time in South Africa. But I don't know for how many months he was there in South Africa. So we kept on calling him whilst he was in South Africa, because there is a snake, my brother, that we see so often. This snake, it is only me and my wife that can see this snake. Then one of our daughter, she also sees that snake. But as for our neighbor, they don't even see that snake. So when we kept on seeing this snake that looks like a cobra and at the same time it looks like a black mamba, we then decided to get in contact with that prophet who had gone to South Africa, but he blocked us and he told us that we were disturbing him, and he didn't want to be disturbed when he was doing his work. My brother, when we saw that these things kept on happening over and over again, we then remembered that he had once called us using this other number. When we saved that number, we saw that the number was on WhatsApp. So we started talking with whoever we were talking with. We then realized that the person whom we were talking with, it was that same man whom that prophet had said was his big customer. Then that man, my brother, started to insult us. He then sent a message on WhatsApp. So the picture that he sent us on WhatsApp after we had downloaded it, it was a picture of a gun. Then there was one bullet on the other side and there was another bullet on the other side. Then that man proceeded to block us on WhatsApp. That prophet then returned back home to Zimbabwe. He then told us that we were supposed to go and meet up with him at his house. We then went there, my brother, and the place where he stays from the place where we stay, you have to pay a lot of money for the transport. But anyway, we went there. When we went to his house, he started insulting us, and he told us that he had done a ritual for us, and if we would ever come back to his house complaining about the go back to sender that he did on our father and on our auntie, the moment that we'll step our feet in his yard, we will collapse and we die. And he said that the go back to sender that he does, there is no refund and there is no complaining. This was in 2017. When we saw that this man had threatened us if we will ever come back to his compound, I then told my wife that we need to let this go, since we had lost a lot. When we had forgotten about all of this thing, then there was disaster. One of my sister's child was busy playing in the tree. Then the child just fell from the tree, and that is how the child died. After the death of my sister's child, so my sister's husband and his family members, they started going around visiting a lot of traditional healers. So when they visited some of these traditional healers, they were told that me and my wife, we have a snake that requires blood for my relatives. This snake requires blood after each and every 6 years. In our village right now, everyone just says that we are ritualist, but when I look at my wife and when I look at my life, we are just poor people. It really pains me a lot that everywhere I go, people just point at us and they say that these ones, they are ritualist. They have a snake that requires blood They have a snake that requires blood of their relatives. So we then tried this other traditional healer. This traditional healer stays in Beitbridge. So when we went to that traditional healer, he then told us that this was quite a small matter to him. He knows how to destroy this Tokoloshi, this goblin. But the way that he wanted to destroy this Tokoloshi, it was really scary, because he told us that we were supposed to take our daughter. Once we will be at the river, we were supposed to take the bark of a tree. Then we were supposed to tie that bark of the tree around our daughter's waist, and she was supposed to go into that river, whilst she will be wearing that bark of a tree as if she will be wearing a belt. My brother, this was okay with us. The moment that he told us the next ritual that we were supposed to perform, he said that whilst we will be standing inside the river, me and my wife, we were supposed to hold a live chicken. My wife was supposed to hold the other end of the chicken, and I would hold the other side. As we will be holding that live chicken, we were supposed to untie the bark of the tree that we would have tied around our daughter's waist, and as the bark of the tree will be flowing with the river, that is how we will be delivered from the hands of these goblins. My brother, this was okay, but he then said that after that ritual, we were supposed to slaughter that chicken, and after we had slaughtered the chicken, we were supposed to drop the blood into the river. So my brother, me and my wife, after we had been told all of these rituals that we were supposed to perform whilst standing with a live chicken in the river, we were afraid. My brother, right now, we don't even know what to do. If there is anyone who knows a very powerful traditional healer who can assist us without making us to perform more rituals, please help us. If there is any pastor who is willing to come at our house so that he can test out his powers, please, he can come. But we do not want any pastors that are chance takers, because this snake, my brother, it actually knows each and everything that we are about to do. So we do not want anyone who would come at our place and will be killed by this snake, because there was another man who once passed through our house after he had been told that we have a snake that is troubling us. So when he was passing through our house, he then said that he wanted to pray for us. But the moment that he started praying, then that man started suffocating as if there was something that was tied around his neck. When he was struggling to breathe, then my wife said that she heard a voice that was whispering to her. The voice told my wife all the things that she was supposed to do so that this man that was trying to pray for us cannot die. After that man had regained his consciousness, he said that the moment that he started praying for us, he saw something that looked like a belt that was falling from heaven. Then this belt then wrapped itself around his neck, and he struggled breathing and he collapsed. From there on, he does not have a memory of what happened next. My brother, I am not saying that we do not need assistance from church, but please, those that are willing to assist us, they can come, but we do not want chance takers. Dear listeners, right there was a message that I received from that family. They are saying that they are suffering a lot, and that man is saying that him and his wife, they are the only ones that can see this snake that looks like a hybrid. It looks like a cobra and it looks like a black mamba. Yo.